Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Jamaica News in Review. Police theorize missing weapons behind football match triple murder. A dispute over missing illegal weapons is believed to have led to a shooting at a football match in Spring Village, St. Catherine, on Sunday that left 3 people dead and 6 others nursing gunshot wounds. It is my information that the target was one of the deceased by the name of Square, who was targeted for illegal weapons that went missing. Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP in charge of Crime and Security Portfolio Fitzbilly told journalists at the scene. Police said the incident happened shortly after 5 p.m. while a football competition was going on at a community field. It is understood that 2 cars, a white Toyota Mark X and a white Nissan Tiida, drove up and a gunman alighted from one of the vehicles and opened fire at the spectators. 9 people were shot, 3 fatally, including the reported target, another man and a woman. Former STGC and national footballer Chris Zady passes. Former St. George's College footballer Christopher Zady passed away in Florida on Sunday after battling lung cancer for a number of years. His death was announced in a post on social media by his ex-wife and mother of his children, Debbie Doyle, who said she had spent the last 5.5 months tending to him in South Florida. The 55-year-old Chris and his brother Nicholas were part of the St. George's College teams that played schoolball football in 1980s. Well-known football coach and administrator Andrew Price, who played alongside the Zades, paid tribute to his former teammate by posting Frank Sinatra's well-known song My Way on Facebook. Price described the former national representative as more than just a teammate, but friend and confidant. Large quantity of weapons seized at PNP conference. Head of the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, Assistant Commissioner Gary Mackenzie, told reporters that a large quantity of weapons were seized from persons attending the conference. He said dozens of knives, several machetes and other illegal items were seized by the police. However, no one was arrested. ACP Mackenzie told reporters that about 15,000 people turned up at the PNP conference. 7 alleged lottery scammers arrested in St. Elizabeth. 7 men are in custody following a major police operation in St. Elizabeth. The special operation involved personnel assigned to the Area 3 Police Division, which comprises the parishes of St. Elizabeth, Clarendon and Manchester. According to reports, the operation led the police to Pepper in St. Elizabeth, where investigators theorized there were several suspects involved in lottery scamming. At the end of the special operation, 7 men were taken into custody for questioning. Investigators also seized what is commonly known as lead sheets, bearing the names, contact numbers, and email addresses of thousands of individuals residing overseas. A laptop computer and 7 mobile phones were also confiscated. The operation covered a number of other communities in St. Elizabeth. JCF mourning the death of a member. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is mourning the loss of one of its members, who died yesterday afternoon at the Spanish Town Hospital in St. Catherine. She has been identified as Detective Corporal Joan White. Reports are that the Detective Corporal was rushed to hospital after complaining that she was feeling unwell. It is said that White was on pre-retirement leave and was assigned to the St. Catherine North Division. Man hospitalized following an alleged shootout in Gregory Park, St. Catherine. 1 man has been hospitalized following an alleged shootout in Gregory Park, St. Catherine, in a section of the community commonly known as Gulf. Investigators say 1 man is in custody and they're seeking another man for questioning. According to preliminary reports, police personnel were conducting an early morning operation when they attempted to accost a number of men. A resident of the community recounted this morning shooting, which left an 18-year-old man injured. Residents dispute reports that the injured man or another individual was involved in a shootout. We hear 2 shots, then we hear police a ball out, 3 shot alone bus, and them shoot the little boy and have him in the yard. A resident of Gulf in Gregory Park explained what happened at the scene of the shooting. All we tell them carry him to hospital. The police a pint gun pound, she continued. Deputy Superintendent Michael Chambers of the St. Catherine South Police provided a preliminary report on the shooting. The police team that is operating in this community accosted 2 men, one of whom was said to be armed with a weapon, fired at the police and the police returned fire and he was injured. He says he met with angry residents and relatives and urged them to remain calm. 3 dead after gunmen opened fire at football match in St. Catherine. 3 people were shot to death and at least 6 others injured after gunmen attacked spectators at a football match in Spring Village in St. Catherine on Sunday afternoon. Reports are that those killed are a woman and 2 men. Their identities have not yet been confirmed. Police said the incident happened shortly after 5 p.m. while a football match was going on at a community field. It is also understood that a licensed firearm holder at the match challenged the gunmen who fled. Efforts to speak with Senior Superintendent Christopher Phillips, head of the St. Catherine South Police, have so far proven futile. Record producer murdered in Shooters Hill, Kingston. 26-year-old Andre Gordon, otherwise called Jar, record producer of Hope Boulevard, Hope Pastures, Kingston 6, was shot to death by unknown assailants in Shooters Hill, 7 miles, in the parish on Saturday, September 17. Reports from the Elston Road Police Station are that about 7:35 p.m., Gordon went to visit a friend and upon reaching the area, he was pounced upon and shot several times. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigations continue, the police said. JPS investigating death of Westmoreland contractor. The Jamaica Public Service JPS says that it is investigating the death of a third-party contractor employed to Western Electrical and Construction Limited, who died from injuries sustained Friday afternoon, September 16. The JPS confirmed that preliminary reports are that the incident occurred in Shootout, Westmoreland, while the contractor was conducting upgrading work on the JPS power line. JPS is expressing profound sadness at his passing and expresses sincere condolences to his family, loved ones, and colleagues at Western Electrical and Construction Limited, the JPS said in a statement Sunday afternoon. 34-year-old man gun victim in Westmoreland, Zozo. A 34-year-old man identified as Sean Johnson was shot to death by an unknown assailant at a vigil on Saturday night in Savannah Lamar South. Is the third reported murder which has taken place within the ongoing zones of Special Operations Zozo in the area. The incident took place on Darling Street, which is one of 3 communities placed on the Zozo declared by Prime Minister Andrew Holness in January as a means of addressing rampant criminality. The other communities covered are Russia and Dexter Street. Reports from the police are that around 9 p.m., Johnson, a laborer, who is also known as English, was at a vigil when he was approached by an assailant who shot him multiple times. Johnson was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. It is understood that the vigil was for a 15-year-old girl who was fatally shot at a house on Darling Street on September 8. On June 30, 17-year-old Jerry Francis, otherwise called G, of Rickett Street address, was gunned down in the community. Francis was found dead in a yard with multiple gunshot wounds to the upper body. The police say they have cleared up this case with the arrest and charge of an individual. The parish has recorded over 107 deaths since the start of the year. Man killed after allegedly robbing female biker in Westmoreland. A man was gunned down by unknown assailants after it was alleged that he robbed a sales representative of her motorcycle and purse along the Burgmain Road in Little London, Westmoreland on Saturday morning. The deceased has been identified as 31-year-old Demon Simister, otherwise called Dean, and is unemployed of a Geneva District address Greenchill in the parish. Simister was shot to death along the St. Paul Main Road a few minutes after the robbery. He was later positively identified by the woman to the police to be the perpetrator who robbed her. Police report indicated that the female was riding her blue Suzuki Access motorcycle home. Upon reaching a section of the Burgmain Road, she was intercepted by 2 men traveling on a Burgundy 2000 white Nissan CG200 motorcycle. The appellant disembarked the motorcycle and brandished a firearm, which he pointed at the complainant, and thereafter robbed her purse containing her personal documents and an undetermined sum of cash. The alleged bank thief also robbed the woman's motorcycle and later fled the scene on the complainant's motorcycle. Citizens later stumbled upon the body of a male clad in a blue t-shirt, blue underpants, and a pair of black socks on its bank along the roadway and alerted the police. On arrival of the police, the body of the male, who was later identified as Simister, was seen along the roadway with what appeared to be a gunshot wound to the head, neck, and laceration to both of his hands. He was next to a blue Access 125 Suzuki motorcycle, and about 200 meters from the body, Burgundy 2021 Nissan CG200 motorcycle was discovered abandoned along the roadway. The woman's personal documents that were stolen were found beside the deceased. The body was transported to the Savannah Lamar Hospital. More statements to be collected in Donnelly Donaldson murder case. Investigators probing the murder and disappearance of social media personality Donnelly Donaldson are to collect more statements within a week and a half. The disclosure was made when Constable Noel Maitland, the policeman accused of killing Donnelly, made his first appearance in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston on Friday. Maitland was charged with the murder of his girlfriend on August 2nd, although her body has not yet been located. The 24-year-old, who was reported missing on July 13, was last seen in his company on July 11. The police believe that Donaldson was killed on July 12 between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. They said that this was supported by forensics and technological evidence, but no motive has been established for the killing. In the meantime, a bail hearing for Maitland has been scheduled for October 4. He has been in custody since July 27. Presiding Judge Justice Bennett Graham Allen requested his antecedents, which should be submitted at the court registry by September 30. In the meantime, the court was informed that the case file was not complete, but the prosecutor advised that all outstanding documents would be obtained by November 11. This includes the Communication Forensic Cybercrimes Department report and a forensic report. Maitland, who appeared dapperly, dressed in a silver gray suit, was remanded. Attorneys at law Christopher Towson and Chadwick Berry are representing the defendant. 2 motorcyclists in Westmoreland fatal crash identified. A fatal motor vehicle crash along the New Hope Main Road in Little London, Westmoreland on Tuesday afternoon claimed the lives of 2 motorcyclists, including a youngster who celebrated his 18th birthday less than a month ago. Dead are 65-year-old Balfour Tomlinson and 18-year-old Dominic Brown, both from the parish. Brown, who was leaving his father's carpentry shop less than 5 minutes away from his mother's residence, did not make it home to finish the meal of fish and crackers left for him. Reporters understand that Brown and Tomlinson were traveling along the New Hope Main Road in Little London when they were hit from their respective motorcycles by the driver of a BMW X5 motor vehicle. Reports are that the BMW X5 was heading easterly towards Savannah Lamar, while Tomlinson and Brown were heading in a westerly direction towards Negril. It is alleged that the driver of the BMW swerved to the right, lost control of the vehicle, causing it to hit both men. Brown is said to have received abdominal injuries and one of his arms completely severed. Both men died on the spot. The driver of the BMW X5 allegedly did not stop. The police later discovered the vehicle abandoned, with the black license plate missing. No occupants were inside. The incident resulted in a pileup of traffic along the New Hope Main Road. When reporters visited the scene, the BMW, which was said to be about 3 minutes from the scene of the crash, was being guarded by 2 police officers. Meanwhile, Kerisha Jones, mother of the 18-year-old, told reporters that when he left home, his last words were, "Me soon come back." She said she was awaiting her son's arrival as he had promised to cut the yard. Brown was her last child and only boy. He's a jovial person, easygoing. Him and everybody get along on the district. Mannerly, him no pass anybody and no say hello. One thing with him, a grieving Jones told reporters. When me call him father, him say him dead. I was right here and I spin, and me spin, and me cry, and me cry. Me lock up my niece bar and run go down there and haul on the clothes and go down there. Me see my son in get an awful death, she shouted. Up until news time, an official police report from the Police Corporate Communications Unit details the horrific ordeal was not available. No love in dance hall, Merciless manager knocks Beanie Bounty, others over absence at funeral. Harville Gaddafi Hart, manager of Merciless, says he regrets that he wasn't able to attend the late entertainer's funeral because of issues with his U.S. passport. Still, he peeved that Beanie Man and Bounty, among other dancehall heavyweights, were no-show at the event. The family actually put photos of Beanie and Bounty on the program. Why did they do something like that? The family members thought there was love between Beanie and Bounty and Merciless because he spoke highly of them to his family. They were co-workers, but the family thought there was love and respect. Hart, who is now based in the United States, told reporters. I want to criticize Capleton and Caesar as well, everyone who sit down and turn a blind eye to Merciless' funeral. Even if Rasta Bone funeral, They could have made an appearance at the setup to show their appreciation there. All who don't want to come to a funeral, Hoborn funeral, could have turned up to represent, he said. I give Spragga Benz 6.8 zillion respect, all those people who marked the passing of an icon. Big up Ricky Trooper. All those artists who were in Jamaica. I am not talking about those who are overseas. All who were in Jamaica and never come out for their co-worker. Shame on you. God going to deal with them drastically, an upset Hart said. Hart said the absence of top-flight DJs, Bounty Killer, Beenie Man, SZA and Capleton proved that there was no love in the entertainment fraternity. There is no love in the industry. Merciless died from a broken heart to how the industry treated him, and everyone come and witness what I was seeing. See there? Bounty, Beanie, no shows, not even to show up at the singing. God knows everything, but there was a great turnout. This was like a state funeral. The industry needs to show more love for their co-workers, Hart said. Sound system operator Ricky Trooper also expressed disappointment over Bounty and Beanie's absence. He was also nonplussed on the failure of several sound systems to send representatives to the Thanksgiving ceremony. I was looking for Bounty and Beenie Man, but they were absent, he said. I was disappointed with the turnout from the sound system fraternity, Only Kush International, Natural Vibes from St. Bed's, Barry from Black Scorpion and me, but otherwise, it was a good turnout from other people. The people them really come out for Leonard, big crowd. Fellow selector Tony Mataron lambasts the entertainment fraternity regarding the poor turnout, saying they had no humanity. The entertainment fraternity of Jamaica shows say we didn't have no humanity. True Merciless never current, hot, when him drop out, none of uno no go at the man funeral, thinking nobody na go notice. He rant during a live session on social media. You know, see the people them noticed the handful of people who was there. Mataran himself was absent from the event, but that did not stop the Dirty Wine DJ from heaping hot coals on criticism on the head of the dancehall and reggae celebs. The handful of celebrities that were there, they mean nona uno never did it, he continued. Trooper attended the funeral himself, praising artists who showed up to remove egg from the face of the entertainment fraternity. A lot of artists came through. Spragga Benz gave a tribute, Mr. Lex gave a tribute, also Alazid, Twins of Twin, Don Mafia, Eggnog, Little Hero, Don Mafia Predator, Carl Darkins, Bonnie General, Ninja Ford and Wasp were present, Ricky Trooper said. Spragga Benz performed an a cappella version of Sleep with Angels, a moving tribute to Merciless that went over well with the audience. He also told the audience that Merciless had reached out to him during a difficult emotional turbulent time during his life. Hart said he was unable to attend because of problems with his passport. I applied for my U.S. passport at the consulate office in San Francisco 2 weeks ago. It was beyond my control. I couldn't get to express the passport request because there was no COVID-19 backup. When I heard the funeral date, I never turned a blind eye, made sure that the family got what they needed financially for the event, Gaddafi explained. The family purchased a property on which they have built a museum to house the DJ's body. I am going to sit and have a drink with Leonard and have a drink with him. I am going to have it in the spirit, Hart said. Merciless, whose given name was Leonard Bartley, was found unresponsive in a motel in Kingston on July 19 and was later pronounced dead at hospital. He is known for the fan favorites Old Gallies, Houdini, Let Them Have It, Mama's Cooking, and Long Till It Bend featuring Lady Saw. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the